Joshua, we're here to talk about obviously what you do. You play tennis. You're one of the up-and-coming stars that are coming through the academy.
Yeah.
So you pick up that tennis racket. You're very young. You're 6, 7 years old, and you do it. Was it something you naturally enjoyed and you wanted to go back week after week, or was there a bit of mum had to push you sometimes, or how did it come about?
I wanted to go back every day really. When I picked up the racket, it's just been me on the court every day ever since then. My mum played tennis for fun, but she thought she could go pro, and then it just never happened. Okay. So my mum's never been those type of mums where she forces me to do this and that. I've kind of just took it upon myself. I kind of appreciate my mum more when I start seeing how other parents deal with their children, and it makes me very thankful to have a mum like her. A single mum she is, mother of 3. It's been tough. It has for our family. We didn't have a lot of money come into the sport, so I think every day it's I have to work hard. I have to strive for success because I want to get out of the holes that we're in, because I want to strive to be the best I can be. But yeah, my mum's made tons of sacrifices. She has there's days where she wasn't able to eat and put food on the table for herself, but she found the money for my tennis fees and tournaments and certain other things. You've obviously ended up in the academy, and that's through skill, not through any chance or anything like that. Tell us how you came to work with the academy and how that came about. It was a bit out of my comfort zone when I first got there, because where I was training before, it was with uni players so I wasn't really getting pushed and tested. But when I first got there, it was pretty a wake-up call it was that, I need to pull up my socks and, get going really. And, You went to a in inverted commas, normal school, first of all, didn't you? And your schooling slightly changed. Tell us about how that's transpired and how schooling was normal, but it's now slightly different to what people would expect your schooling to be. Yeah, it was tough to balance tennis and school, because I was missing work and I was missing lessons, and then the teachers would be getting, pretty frustrated by that. And then I think it was last year, it was last year in start of year 10, that we decided to leave school. And then as soon as I left school, I joined a online school by the name of Laurel Springs, and joining them helped me a lot, because it's been very flexible for my tennis, and I can email my teachers where I'm going, and if I can make this assignment or not, then if I can have extra time in certain things. You're starting your tennis career now. Your world ranking is currently 1,418. Now that sounds like a large number to probably people watching and listening, but obviously you are just starting out. You're not going to be the world number 1 at your age. So talk us through what sort of matches you play, because people will see the Grand Slams on TV and they will see the different types of tennis tournaments that are around. Is it the same as what's on TV, or are your tournaments very different? It depends, because you got certain companies and organisations, like the LTA is LTA is similar to what you see on TV, but when you get to a certain level and start playing ITFs, Futures, Challengers, and then ATP Tour, that's when it starts to look like it in reality it does. But with the ITFs, you play juniors first, and then you play seniors if you want to. And then I started playing ITF juniors last year. Wasn't the greatest start to my ITF junior career, but I think this year's been a very good year for me. It has, even though the year's not done. It's been a very good year. Picked up my first ITF title, which is not easy to do. Well, it's not easy to do because of how you did it. And we had a chat beforehand, and picking up a title is great, and I'm sure it is. But yours was in Angola, which lovely, different place. It's not London where we're sitting now. But you had a few little issues while you were over in Angola. Do you want to tell us about those? Yeah, it was pretty hectic being over there. I think the first week when we got there, we did the first 2 days of practice, and then I think the start of main draw we had a protest. So there was lots of riots going on, gunshots, just screaming. It was just very chaotic. It was. And how old are you at that point? I was 15. This was in August. This was. And there's gunshots going around you, which I assume you haven't heard before. No. How are you? What's going through your mind while you're in that? I know you're there to play tennis, so you need to concentrate on that. You've obviously got adults and a coach with you from the academy, etc. But what are you thinking as a 15-year-old boy in effectively a war zone? I just wanted to get on the court. I just wanted to play, if I was going to be honest. I know my coach was a bit scared, he was, because he's never been in this type of environment, neither have I, but...
And so you obviously got through and you managed to get through roadblocks and, like you say, bullets. So then you arrive there.
Yeah.
Then you've got to switch your tennis head on.
Yeah.
Was it hard to just kind of block everything out around you and just go, right, I'm going to win this tournament?
No, because the main goal for this tournament was to get ITF points to play in Europe and other places, and that was the main goal. But then at the same time, deep inside of me, I really wanted to bring back something, because this was a lot of money. A trip was for my mum as well. So I had to what's the word, show up.
Perform.
Perform.
And
yeah.
do you feel the pressure? Because you mentioned there, obviously, there's a money aspect of it. Your coach is, you've built up to that. You've worked really, really hard yourself. How do you deal? You're 15, 15 at the time.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that pressure? How do you kind of, channel it in the right direction?
I am a Christian, so I tend to pray. I do about it. I tend to talk to, Jesus and God. So, I tend to do that. And then, as I get onto the court, I try not to think. I just play my game, I do. And I just give my best, every time I step on that court. And if it turns out it wasn't meant to be, then it, is what it is. And, we focus on the next. And that's what I had to do.
Can you remember the winning shot for the winning point?
I can, but it wasn't really.
Tell us about it. Go on. It wasn't a double fault by your opponent or something, was it? Okay, all right. Well, that kind of ruins that. But so when that double fault happened, what was the feeling going through you at that time?
It didn't sink in instantly. All I know is I don't know. I felt a bit relieved. I did a little bit, but then I knew I had to focus for the second week straight after. I don't know. It just didn't sink in, it didn't.
How long did it take to sink in? Was there a moment where, and we hear, big champions like Carlos Alcaraz, Andy Murray, sitting there going, when Andy Murray won Wimbledon for the first time, obviously on the court, there's cameras on him, his mum's there, etc.
Yeah.
Is there a moment where you were kind of just on your own, maybe sat in your bedroom or, in the kitchen, just went, I won that tournament?
Yeah,
did that happen?
I think it did. I think it happened a month, maybe month and a half later. Then that's when I really it kind of sunk in. It did. That I'm an ITF champion, which is not easy to do.
Just say that again. What are you?
ITF champion.
There you go. See,
yeah,
it's a nice feeling though, isn't it?
It is. It's nice to have that under your belt, and no one can take that away from you. So,
and that obviously is the first of many. We know that's going to happen, and we you are a prospect that is racing through the academy. You're obviously building up the points now so you can play in Europe. Yeah. Where are you with your career now?
I'm at a stage where I think it's just the tiny things that matter most, the very tiny things. It could be that missed shot that you had on top of the net that could have cost you the match. So I'm at that kind of stage where we're just cleaning up the tiniest things it is. So right now I'm working on my depth, getting consistently and hitting deep, consistently. That's what we're working on at the moment, and just having a strong mentality as well.
So I think I know the answer to this, but which Grand Slam would you want to win if I gave you the choice?
That's a good question. Most people say Wimbledon.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting you to say, but maybe it's a different
It would
answer.
be Wimbledon.
Yeah?
Actually, no, it would be Wimbledon.
Okay.
And that would be because I would be the first, black male tennis player to win it in this generation. And Arthur Ashe was the first black male person to do it. And there's no one else that has been close ever since, really. So,
Okay, I'll give you Wimbledon or winning a title on the Arthur Ashe court. What are you taking?
That's a good one. I'd go with Arthur Ashe.
Yeah?
I'd go with Arthur Ashe.
Because of the legacy?
Legacy for sure. Legacy for sure, and it would leave a statement. I would have left the statement on there. I would have, to be the first black male to win it on there.
And if I gave you any current tennis player that you'd want to have a match against, who would it be?
Any match? Any match? Can I win this match? Or
well, it's up to you. I mean, if you play well, yes, but you can play any surface, any person, anywhere in the world.
I would say I'd like to play Novak Djokovic, actually. Okay. No, tell a lie, I'd like to play Andy Murray.
Right, okay.
I'd like to play him.
Because he's getting old and you might have a better chance of winning, or?
Partly that, but I'd like to see how he plays on the actual match court. It's all good seeing him play on the TV, But I'd like to see how he plays on like the match court and stuff, being on the court with him.
And what surface you picking to play him on? What's your favourite surface?
I like hard court.
Okay.
I think it'll be tough because he's got very good endurance. He has as well, so it'd be very tough.
I thought you were going to say clay because that's his weakest surface, so you might have a
Could
better
be.
chance. But yeah,
It might be. I would like to take him on hard.